Hey y'all, hey, what's up? So let's talk about that impulse and emotional shopping and what it has cost you. Yeah, I know you probably like, we don't want to talk about this early in the morning. Like, no, 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 no. But let's talk about it because it's one of the things that come up when I talk to mostly women and we're talking about their money and they're really thinking about working with me and they're like, you know what? I really want to work towards my goals. I want to save more. I want to be able to travel. I really want to get through the month without feeling like I don't know where my money went. Like I really just want that financial stability. And if you want that feeling too, put a one in the comments. And when I ask them, what do you feel is getting in the way of you reaching your financial goals? It's usually something like, oh, I have a shopping problem, or I have an emotional spending problem. And I can't seem to get past that problem so that I can then accomplish my financial goals. Well, let's talk about what that is costing you, and I'll share exactly what I did when I was younger, right? And my impulse and my emotional emotions got in the way of my money goals and how it cost me $6,000, right? So before I go into this story, and it's going to be a quick story, right? I'm Nashaya Richardson. I'm a financial coach, and I work with high achieving professionals who want to master their money and build a rich lifestyle, right? Now that you're making the money, now you want to know, like, how can I manage it better so that I can live that rich lifestyle that I've been desiring? And one of those ways is by finding a way to control your impulse and emotional shopping, your spending, right? So, what did that look like for me when I had that moment, that impulse moment, and it cost me $6,000? Well, that was me after I got my very first raise. It was the biggest raise I had ever gotten, right? And I was super excited. Like, I was all like, yes, 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 finally. I don't have to work overtime. I could just work, my 40 hours a week, get paid the same amount, and now I have this money that I can do something that I really want to do. But on the other side of that, that was also when I had maxed out credit cards, right? I had no savings. I had absolutely barely any money after I paid my bills every single month. I had personal loans. Like, my money was like all over the place. It was not in a good space. And the first thing I thought about was, how can I spend this money, this raise that I got, versus taking a moment to slow down and really get clear on what it was that I wanted to do with this increased income. Well, I had my impulse spend of going to get Invisalign, which cost me $6,000. Now, I had no money. But I was so excited, and I was in a space of feeling frustrated because I could not buy myself the things that I wanted. That when I got that raise, my impulse took control and I invested $6,000 into Invisalign. Now, if you've done something similar to that, maybe it wasn't Invisalign, maybe it wasn't 6,000, maybe it was 500, maybe it was 1,000, maybe it was 10,000. Put a two in the comments, because I know that when we get in a space where we are, maybe we're feeling stressed, right? Maybe we're feeling bored with what's going on in our life. Maybe we want to escape what's happening around us, right? Maybe we're not feeling the best, right? That's when we get in the space where we have that impulse and those emotional buys, right? It may start like, you know what, I'm not feeling well today. I had a bad day. So let me go online and start scrolling and shop, right? And then what ends up happening after that, right? Put in the comments, how do you usually feel after you make that impulse purchase and it wasn't within your monthly spending plan? Usually it's that buyer's remorse, right? You start feeling guilty. Now you start saying, man, I didn't really need that. Why did I buy that? Now you're beating yourself up and have all these negative thoughts, negative conversations with yourself because you made that impulse purchase, right? Hey, Cynthia. You made that impulse purchase, right? So if you ever felt that way, then I want you to, put a three in the comments, right? Now, the other part of that is with the impulse and the emotional shopping. um, a lot of times that also comes from that fear of missing out. And then you feel like, man, I don't want to miss out on this event. Maybe it's like all your girlfriends or all your family or whoever it may be. Um, they're traveling somewhere, right? They're having a girls' trip, and you're like, I don't want to miss out on that. But you know that you have this goal that you're trying to accomplish. Maybe you're trying to pay off your car this year, right? Or save another 3 months of expenses in your savings account, whatever it may be. You're a lot of times that we allow that fear of missing out to get in the way of those financial goals. And then that impulse of you saying, like, wait a minute, I can't miss out on this girl's trip, or I need that new bag that just came out that costs $500 or $2,000, right? Or maybe more. I need those shoes because they'll only be on sale one time. If I don't get them now, then I'll never have an opportunity to get them, right? Or it could be that new car, that $45,000 car, and now you have an $800 car payment because of impulse and emotion, just because of that moment where you may not have been feeling your best. Maybe you feel like, you're ready to treat yourself to something because it's been so long since you bought yourself something nice and you've been taking care of everyone else. Whatever it may be, it's time that we tap into that so that we can control those impulses, right? Because I want you to become empowered spenders, not impulse buyers, right? And when I talk about this, it's because that, some of us have been taught that it's bad to spend your money, right? Don't spend your money. You can't shop. You can't do all of these things. And you should be saving. You should be investing. You should be putting money away for your kids' college or whatever it may be, whatever those shoulds are that you've been taught. It makes us feel guilty when we're not doing those things. And then we go and we shop, right? And I want you to get out of that cycle and become an empowered buyer so that when you are having that moment where maybe you're not feeling your best and you want to do a little retail therapy, then we already have a plan in place so that you can do that guilt free, right? If you are like, you know what, I don't want to miss out on that girl's trip because I had to miss out on it the last time, or the last time I maxed out my credit card and now I'm still paying it off, right? I don't want you to be in that space. I want you to be an empowered spender so that if that girl's trip comes up, or if you decide that you want to go out to brunch 4 days out of the week and you want to do all these things, it comes from a place of empowerment. You already have the plan in place. You already have the money there, right? To where you don't have that guilt that you spent that money, that buyer's remorse, because now you're like, oh, I sacrificed my savings because I had this impulse and emotional shopping spree, right? So, what is one way you can do that? One way you can get past that and become an empowered buyer versus an impulse spender is by joining me on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Eventbrite. Well, really Zoom, right? I am hosting a masterclass and we're talking about from impulse to empowered, right? I want you to learn the cheat codes, learn the strategies that I use for myself and my clients so that we curve those impulse purchases and we become empowered buyers so that we're spending our money with intention. We're spending our money based on our priorities, based on our values, based on the things that we love that bring so much joy into us that when we're making those purchases, it feels good to say like, wow, I invested in that coach, right? Wow, I actually bought that car that I've been looking at, that I've planned for, and I feel really good about it. Wow, I actually booked that women's retreat for next year. It cost me $4,500, but you know what? I feel amazing because I am doing it from an empowered space versus that impulse space, trying to fill a void to really deal with a temporary feeling and then afterwards having that buyer's remorse. So join me on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can register here on Eventbrite. The masterclass is $47, and I'm going to give you the cheat codes and the strategies of what I use, what my clients use, so that we can get past that impulse shopping, that emotional spending that's getting in the way of our financial goals, so that we can actually turn that around and start building wealth and doing more of the things that we love. So if you are going to join me, put a fire emoji in the comment if you have questions, or you're like, you know what, I don't need the masterclass. Like, I just need to work with you one to one. Then go ahead and direct message me and let's talk about what that looks like so that I can share with you what my one to one coaching looks like as well. So, guys, have an awesome day. Stay safe. And if you are that impulse or that emotional shopper and you're like, listen, I need to do something different because it's getting in the way of me really building that financial foundation that I desire, then I need you to either be in that masterclass on Friday or direct message me and let's talk about what it looks like for us to work together one to one. Later.